For many years, the Nigerian electoral space had been defined by the deliberate exclusion of young people who could vote but not be voted for, with more than 50% of the voting population made up of youth that determined the outcome of elections. It was certain that the best version of leadership depended on the numbers, strength, devotion, and ambition of young people. The political process needed to be disrupted, fostered, and cultured to increase inclusiveness of young Nigerians who truly believes he or she was not too young to run. A movement of young people gathered across the country in May 2016, captivating the powers of the leaders in towns, local governments, states, National Assembly, and the President to wrestle all to make a new law for the country, to open up the opportunity for the young people to run for elective positions. The intentional exclusion of young men and women under the age of 35 needed to stop. Millions of people affirmed their future as being not too young to run in a fierce campaign that lasted over 1,000 days. On the 31st of May 2018, the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari at the National Assembly opened up the political space by passing into law the Age Reduction Bill, also known as the Not Too Young to Run. As a result, this saw the emergence of an inclusive nation of believers of young people in politics who are now ready to run. The new law signed guaranteed that a 35-year-old can now be president and a 25-year-old can be a member of House of Representatives or State House of Assembly. A youth quake had changed the democracy of the nation. Many young people stood ready to run to contest the political primaries battle against ranking politicians, but an unusual set of political minds exploded. The price of expression of interest forms in some political parties was set as high as 3.85 million naira for the House of Representatives and even higher as 40 million naira for other positions, thereby cutting off the aspiration of many of the young politicians. The misconception of free or reduced phone prices was at most cheap talk. Others struggled with gender acceptance as an aspirant, mobilization of supporters from the community as newcomers, absence of structure in political party, social recognition of political parties, political godfatherism, endorsements, and face-off with incumbents of elective positions. Ultimately, aspirants face losing party primaries subject to compensation and substitution from political tickets they had worked for. Here, they speak about their experience. Meet Atinuke Maria Leonard, an aspirant.
My name is Atinuke Maria Leonard, and I was an aspirant for State House of Assembly, Kaduna State House of Assembly, Chukun constituency, and I ran under the platform of PDP.
My name is Holaniwaju Ojoluwa. I'm from Ekiti State. I ran to be a member of House of Assembly. Also, I mean House of Rep. That is Ekiti South Federal Constituency 2.
I'm Amina Ilyasu from Talata Mafra Local Government, Zamfara State. I aspired for the seat of the Federal House of Representatives to represent Anka Mafra constituency in Zamfara State under the platform of our great party, the All Progressives Congress, APC.
Sharing suggestions on how governors should run may be the lowest form of political engagement. Choosing to run is an attempt at making a difference.
I discovered that my constituency, we are so much lagging behind in terms of a whole lot of things, infrastructure-wise and development generally. We are so much lagging behind.
A lot of times I feel that people just talk from the behind. You know, we don't get involved. We just sit down most times and then give suggestions and say the government would have done this, would have done that. would have done it like this. And most times it really doesn't go beyond that table. We sit down and have the discussions, and a lot of times nobody wants to actually step into the scene because, you know, there's this false impression about politics of being dirty, of being this, it's a no-go terrain, you get. So I felt that the youth should get involved.
I grew up in a family where my dad is pretty big on trying to assist people. So from there, every day I come out, I see so many people coming and seeking for assistance. So if you grow up in that kind of environment, you would want to make an impact.
Every aspirant needs a team of supporters to be in the political campaign and capital to fund it. Giving them a reason to support a young aspirant may be easy, but it is also difficult to get them to give a reason why they would.
If you don't have money, don't even bother. Don't even bother, because money was like the order of the day. Why should I give money to you, a woman, like a girl for that matter?
I paid 3,850,000, I think, for House of Reps. From the beginning till date, I have spent, I think, more than 30 million naira.
A lesson not easily forgotten would also be, how do you add up your life savings spent on a party contest and have the finish line move from under your feet?
These are monies I could naturally invest in our personal life. I get, you know, but for the passion of a better society, I did that, and at the end of the day, it's coming out this way. It's really not, it's quite terrible, as it were.
Also, another type of challenge is when no one knows what is going on, yet the primaries is done.
On the day of the primaries, around 4:30 a.m. in the morning, we went to see the governor, and there was no consensus. So he told everyone to go and enter primaries. So we went. Out of 6 of us, only 2 actually mobilized people in the primaries. So from there, you know, there was a problem. From the morning till around 5 p.m., nobody was there, no INEC official, no security, nothing, no party agents. But it was then that we started digging, and the chairman of my local government, he's close to me. So I called him and said, what is going on? He said he'll confirm, because the party agent will come from the state, and he is the one that they'll meet and give all the election materials. So he started calling all the aspirants, and he called one person, and one of them told him it's done. It's done. That is the only thing he said, that it's done. He said, what do you mean it's done? That he's been given the mandate.
As an aspirant, knowing who will support you and those who would not support can make a difference in how far your aspirations can get.
So I had all the support, and I could remember some people were making some remarks back there that they have never seen an aspirant with such love from the masses. And when we got to the very stage of buying forms, then I was invited by my local government party to come for a gathering. So I honored the invitation, and when I got there, I was there with some other aspirants and the party people, the stakeholders, the elders of the local government, commissioners and whatever. It was such a big gathering, and that was when I was told to stop. Not only me, and other ones too. So that was what happened.
Politics has many moving parts that may break the momentum of an aspirant's campaign.
What they did and they succeeded was they constitute a delegation to meet my governor, because before I'm a former special assistant to him. So he encouraged me to participate. He encouraged me, he supported me. So they went and met him. They were trying to threatening him that if he allowed my emergence, he would surely lose my constituency. So I don't know what happened was a day or so, the INEC pasted lists in various local government INEC offices. My name were not there, and the name of other 6 people too that been substituted to.
Cultural bias can also dictate the kind of political support given to women.
They told me that that same person that has been there for 8 years is going to run for, has been selected to go for another term. That's the 3rd time. So at the end of the day, there was nothing for me, and I was told to Yiaga as usual, be patient. So that was all.
People will tell you to your face that we're not going to vote you because you're a woman. In fact, a guy asked me a question the first time they were sharing my flyers. He said, "Is she married?" Then another one asked me, I said, "You don't know how to speak language very well." And I said, "That is not a credential for me to run to this office."
And who exactly is not good enough for societal acceptance in politics?
There's this thing about being a single person, most especially when you're a lady. If you're not married, there's something about it. It's like, don't even talk about it. Don't even dream about this. It's a no-go zone for you as a single person. And I remember one of the women they called, and she was like, "That girl." Like, I wish I can say it in house, like, you know, it was a kind of ridiculous way of saying, that little girl, where is she coming from? You get, who does she think she is? Like, what is she trying to do? So it was bad. It was bad.
Running for office is not just about getting the political class to open up to accept an aspirant, but also to get party delegates, communities, young people and politicians to realize age is not a disadvantage.
Age, my age wasn't a factor at all, because I think so many people have been fed up, or they're still fed up with what the past leaders have done to them. So they felt it's time for the youth to come in and give their own to come and share in their ideas and contribute their own experience towards developing our community. So the age wasn't a problem for me at all.
The Nigerian electoral law in Section 34 of the Electoral Act makes provision for the substitution of a candidate that emerged from a political party primary based on cogent and verifiable reasons. However, this is not adhered to by the powers that be.
And what actually pains me again is those people who were anointed never campaign. You understand me? They never showed any interest of running. They were just selected just overnight.
I'm the one who won the election, and if you can go and ask them, they will tell you that I'm the winner. Later on, the governor or the state chairman party substitutes my name with somebody. And the issue is that my problem is that I don't know the governor and he don't know me.
There is a lack of internal party democracy.
We are 6 in number, but I happen to be the one to be announced as a winner by one Professor Muhammad Bakori. Then it was 2 days after, then we saw a purported list on social media going around that under the list there were about 6 or 7 that are being substituted, which my name is also being substituted there.
And soon enough, these aspirants were transitioned from being leading candidates to substituted candidates.
The position I was gunning for, we had about 3 aspirants too. So we were 4, and I won. I won with a margin of about 70 votes. I won with a margin of about 70 votes. I came with 738.
I have the copy of the petition here, and the photocopy of the result sheet, and I think they make some changes. The state APC, they changed 5 names, and actually they didn't reinstate my name still. The age gap, I am 32 years, and the guy is around, I think it's around 50.
As an aspirant may be frustrated, but how do you tell their supporters that their efforts were futile because a godfather made it so?
After the returning officer announced my victory, we have the audio that announced all the nominated candidates. My name had there, and the list also. They even published it on Daily Trust, and I filled all the correspondent forms by INEC. All this happened. Then later on, all this story came up about the issue of substitution, and up to now, there is no credible person, the authority, that tell us what happened and why has happened.
An aspirant may retain his or her aspiration, but consider it difficult to change political parties and be seen as inconsistent.
A lot of offers came from other parties, but this is the first time I'm contesting or I'm aspiring.
As a young politician, you're trying to build a career. I think what I would tell people is, if you're trying to build a career as a young politician, when people see you jumping from one party to another, they just tag you as an unserious person, or even someone that's like a desperado.
It is important that youth across Nigeria realize that they are not leaders of tomorrow, but they are the leaders who are ready to run.
Those women, our great women out there who are influential, who are rich, and who have legs, who have the connection to help us come on board. Because if we continue to wait for men to do it for us, honestly, I don't see any future in that. I don't see it happening.
If really government have the political will to, encourage young participants, definitely they have to look at the cost for buying all these nomination and expression of interest form, and even the campaign. They need to set off the regulate expenses for the campaign.
Yeah, for Ready to Run, I really appreciate when I signed in, the encouragement and the calls they keep on calling. The first time I had a call, they asked, sorry, I'm from Ready to Run. I just want to ask if you've picked the form, which I said yes, I did. The next time I think they followed the trend of the election, and they get to know whether you've made it through the end.
I will honestly commend the Ready to Run movement very well. I've been looking for these opportunities to say this to the Ready to Run. Kudos to you guys. You are doing a good job, because to me you are doing even better than our political parties.
The Ready to Run movement is a call to action for competent young people with character to get involved in contesting for elective positions across the country. In its intricate structure, it boundlessly inspires the youth and provides capacity development for political leadership and supports young men and women to become model for excellent public leadership for national development.
I'm not just going to run in future elections, I'm going to win. Because as it turned out, it actually gained me more followers.
As a matter of fact, we're just starting. You understand, the game has just started, and so we'll keep pushing until we win.
I will continue, because this is democracy, and democracy is of the people, by the people, and for the people. And the people want me to come.
The circumstances of the 2019 general elections are significantly different, thanks to the passage of the Not Too Young to Run bill into law in 2018. The list of all candidates in 2019 indicates that the passage of the Not Too Young to Run law opened up the political space for increased youth participation in the House of Representatives and presidential elections. In total, 1,515 youth candidates, representing 23% of all the candidates, contested for seats in the National Assembly. Youth candidacy increased from 18% in 2015 House of Representatives election to 27.4% in the 2019 House of Representatives election. There are 41.8% youth candidates vying for seats in the State House of Assembly in all the 36 states, with the majority 23.5% from the Northwest. Only 13.9% of the youth candidates for the State House of Assembly elections are female, while 86.1% are male. On the 14th of March, the Independent National Electoral Commission presented certificate of return to elected lawmakers for Senate and House of Assembly. The young people who dared to run for elective offices and won have the pride of a historic achievement to their names. Here, they speak on how age played a role in their experience.
My name is Kabir Tukura, member-elect representing Zuru, Foka, Isakaba, Donkosa of the Federal Constituency. I am 35 years old.
My name is Tijani Kayode Ismail.
Representing the good people of Yiaga Federal Constituency from Anambra State.
Definitely, as you are aware, there must be a challenge, and that challenge is what makes you stronger and makes you what you are. I'm a young person, definitely under the age of 40. I face a lot of challenges, definitely, more especially, and my age play a greater role because the people that are higher in age than me were seeing me as too small to vie for this seat. But with God on my side and with the people that stood by my side, here I am today celebrating. I'm happy being members by the grace of God of the 9th Assembly.
First and foremost, they said I was too young. They said, how can I achieve that? How can that be possible? I am young. And that is where I feel I've benefited from the not too young to run. I stood my grounds, and with the support of Allah and people who believed in me, who understood that it is capacity that delivers, not age, stood by me, and here we are today.
There are a lot of challenges because being a young man, you know what it takes to run an election. That is one. Two, it's all tedious, but being determined and you want to serve your people. I don't think there's any challenges about it. I feel great and happy. I don't even remember any stress I've passed through because the achievement is there already.
When you talk about challenges is, I don't think youth have challenges. We only learn from the process, and we've learned and we've gathered a lot of experience to tell the youth that they should all come out next time and they'll push the aged out.
They explain why more young people should be involved in the political process.
Youth inclusiveness and governance. We shall strive, inshallah, to make sure that the youth have a representation, a quota in the federal cabinet. That we shall strive to achieve, the youth and the women. Yes.
Number one is issue of unemployment. Number two, issue of poverty. And number three is issue of policies. We have a lot of good policies that are not implemented. What I want to drive is to make sure that things that our policies are being implemented, whatever it is. Example, the social investment programs. It is a program and a policy of government that doesn't have a law, that we need to have it a law. If you go to United States of America, if you go to UK, they have social investment programs laws. But in Nigeria, we don't have. You can see previous government came with poverty eradication, poverty alleviation programs, but they are nowhere to be found today. But this government brought the issue of social investment program, which I would like the National Assembly, the 9th National Assembly, to look at it and make it a law so that all Nigerians will benefit from this program. Thank you.
A whole lot of good things for the people of Yiaga. We're expecting good infrastructural development. We're going to attract a lot. Empowerment at all levels. We will never disappoint the grassroots because they are the reasons why we're here. Thank you very much.
As Mourinho, the coach of Inter Milan, at the point of the final match between Inter Milan and Barcelona, he said the net will talk at the right time. When we get there, the net is going to talk at the right time, by the grace of God. Thank you.
They share how they developed the courage to change people's heart in their community and the significant result it has brought them.
Believe in yourself. It is the ultimate thing. Believe in yourself, believe in God, that it is God who gives these things, not any man. And if you do that, do your homework well, and you will be there, run and dry.
Well, number one is they should be hardworking, they should be resilient, and they shouldn't take anything for granted. They should work so hard, they should be with their people, they should tell their people what they have in stock for them when they are given the opportunity. And the most important thing is they should pray to God, because God grants victory to whoever He wishes at the time He wishes.
I will always advise them to come up. Nothing can stop a willing mind. When you are determined and you are focused, you are prayerful, you get what you want.
Well, if you talk about that the election was not transparent, I would say it's not true. Like, the election was free and fair. Like in my own case, it was inconclusive. And the opposition were leading me with about 749 votes. And I came back from nowhere and won with about 34 votes. So it was transparent and free and fair. I will tell the youth that they shouldn't be discouraged, and they should come out next time and they will take over the country.
Young people need to grow, believe, and prove they have capacity, competence, and character in making a difference in the country.